not conduct an intricate evidentiary inquiry into the question whether the claims raised by the applicant are time-barred and should leave that question for determination by the arbitrator. Such an approach gives true meaning to the legislative intention underlying Section 11, bracket 6, capital A of the Act, and also to the view taken in Ray interplay. That's how we have decided. Thank you. Very good.
With your lordship.
May I just give a lordship?
Everybody else, please circulate emails, because once we breach the norm, then I cannot breach it only for seniors, and I have to do that for everybody else. It completely destroys the system which I have put in place. Everyone who has a request, please send me an email. I'll look at it by the afternoon today.
No, this is not a listing request. Mine is not a listing.
Anybody who does not have a listing request, some correction in an order, something is free to mention.
There's a fact coming tomorrow. We're asking the review today to be put with that tomorrow. That's a request.
That also has to go on an email. That's a listing.
I'll put it in the email.
Listing, if it's on listing, please don't mention. Please put it in an email. I'll look at it in the afternoon today. I promise you I'll do that. It's the same thing. When was the impugned order passed?
Now my difficulty is maybe demolished.
By 19th, right? So we'll list it tomorrow.
Your lordship, I'm just seeking permission to circulate.
But you could have also said it in an email. Sorry. Circulate a rejoinder.
Circulate a letter in tomorrow's matter listed at item 26, and for the respondent, this needs
Too late now. We'll see tomorrow. Yes.
Because I'm mentioning a matter where I've already sent emails for us. Because I've also sent emails this morning.
It will be dealt with.
This morning, I've been the.
Sure.
Very great.
Just a query, would your lordship be taking the part third income tax matter or...
just wait, I've just told the court master, we'll tell you in a minute, yes.
I'm sorry, I just one request. There's an order that your lordship had passed last week, my lord. It's an arbitration petition. Your lordship perhaps will recall notes. I had made a submission that the pendency or the reference to arbitration will not impact any criminal proceedings that we might initiate. Because our recollection is my lordship had dictated that in court, my lord, but it's perhaps not reflected in paragraph 3, my lord.
No,
Your lordship,
we also said in the course of the discussion that an arbitration will never affect a criminal prosecution.
but I made that submission, I think.
All right, we have to put something, clarify something which is obvious.
Very good.
So before we begin, what we're proposing to do is that we have the income tax partnered group. NEET is above that today. We'll at least open the NEET matter, and then we'll see what to do with the partnered group. We'll hopefully start with the partnered group, but it might just have to wait until we open the NEET matter, because there's some urgency in the NEET matter. So, young students all over the country are waiting for the outcome of this matter. So, but we are not going to lose season of the income tax matter, because we are now also mentally we are in the matter.
May I suggest, since we have circulated something yesterday, it can be kept tomorrow also.
let's at least open the NEET matter today because, let's see the matter.
The others can be discharged, etc. Many are procedural matters, item 4, etc.
So what we are doing is, field number 1, for instance, is about bifurcating. We'll take up item 1. So it's bifurcating matters, etc. That will pass procedural direction.
Four is for compliance like that. When your lordship comes,
Right, we'll just say yes.
I'll point out.
Item 1 is not bifurcating. Item 1 is a batch of cases on fringe benefit tax.
Yeah, the fringe benefit.
Come on some other day. Yes. The bifurcation is the gaming matter, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Why is that listed for direction? Because item 1 is only listed.
There are two appeals.
All right,
There are other
item 1,
transfer
right.
petitions.
The courtmaster says that we have to pass the usual procedural direction for appointing nodal counsel so that they prepare one common compilation. So tell us who will be the nodal counsel.
That's right. Mr. I'll give my AOR's name to your lordship's bench, and one from the department. So 2 of us can be there.
Is
Give
there
my
a
lunchtime.
compilation for the department? Is there a compilation for the...
Only for the
So now tell us for the petitioners who will be the nodal counsel.
I can volunteer. Mr. Kunal Kishore can.
Ma'am, since you've already prepared.
Anisha Karya. I've already our compilation.
And for the department, Mr. Venkataraman, are you appearing in the one? You are appearing. Who will be the nodal counsel there?
Mr. Divakar.
Mr. Divakar. So Ms. Manisha Karya and Mr. Divakar will be nodal counsel. Usual orders. And prepare one common compilation duly indexed with written submissions in terms of our last circular. And file it by what date will you file it? Mr. Datar, by what date will you file the compilation?
Your lordship is posting it in August or July?
We'll post it in August, so we'll give you enough time to file the compilation. You can file the compilation, including written submissions by the 31st of July, and we place it in August. All right, so that seal number 1 is over. That way, we have just one compilation, so it becomes impossible to...
Please.
Item 2, my lord, canon matter, my lord, they have put a direction now. It has to be, bench has to be constituted. There are a lot of batch of matters there.
So here also, can we have one compilation, please?
Yes, we can do a compilation.
Right? So who will be the nodal counsel?
I will.
Charanya will be the...
From our side, V. Chandrasekhar Bharti will be.
So,
Panelists.
Charanya Lakshmakumar and Mr. V. Chandrasekhar Bharti. And can you prepare the submissions and compilation by 31st of July?
No, definitely.
Then we'll keep it in the first week of August and we'll take it up. Because a lot of matters across India are dependent on this.
Pending.
Thousands.
Thing is, my bench is 3 member bench. Because this matter, the canon matter was passed by 3 judges.
Right.
Therefore, it has to be.
It has to be 3 judges. It will be before this regular bench.
Yes,
It will be before me and my 2 colleagues. So we are seized of the matter.
As it pleases. Item 3 is the Google button.
Manoj, I appear for Google. Your lordship recalls your lordship.
What we'll have to do is, are the compilations ready in Google?
Yeah.
Everything is done. Manoj, give dates in September.
Today we started only because we have the NEET matter and literally lakhs of people all over the country are waiting for the outcome of this matter.
No, in September, Manoj. Give dates in September.
Probably in the first week of September so that we can
Manoj,
conclude.
a little later, I have the Indus Valley dispute before the neutral expert in September.
Second week of September, Marathon.
After 15, Manoj. After 15th any day.
Submissions have not been received, the courtmaster says, so you'll have to email them.
That will make sure Manoj are sorted
All
out.
right, why don't you give us on the side of Mr. Salve one nodal counsel?
Lordship, sir, yes. We have filed it. We filed it on the 3rd of October. We'll file it again. We'll send an email again. It's been filed.
All right, who's the nodal counsel on your side?
So, Mr. Chandelier is the nodal counsel.
Mr. Chandelier. And what about Mr. Venkataraman, your side?
Already said
We have already appointed nodal counsel. All right, then make sure that is filed by the 31st of July. All right.
Yes.
gaming matter.
This again, Manoj, is the gaming matter.
Are these absolutely ready for
Union Marots has filed its counsel. Lordship had directed violation to be filed appointed nodal counsel. That is not 102. We can do it one of week violation.
So we set down 31st of July for completing the filing of the compilation.
Yes.
Maybe 15th August may be better, Malad, but I'll
Anti-profiting batch we can exclude, but amongst gaming, no segregation, my lord. Everything has to be heard here.
Agreed. My friend is right.
One second.
15th August may be better.
This exercise has been done in the registry.
Yes.
The gaming matters we have got separately listed, and the anti-profiteering matters are separately.
Correct.
So the
Lordship.
they have to be segregated. Now, what we will do is that the learned council can. This is being done by Charanya.
The list is made. Charanya has
Have
made.
you looked at it?
Just check it up now. Just give it to me now.
Right. Ms. Charanya Lakshmi Kumaran, learned counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioners, some of the petitioners, has prepared has prepared a tabulated statement segregating the into single inverted commas, gaming into inverted commas matters from the into single inverted commas anti-profiteering matters. Full stop. The statement is reproduced below. Copy kar lijiye. Mr. N. Venkatraman, learned ASG, states that he will have this duly verified within the course of within a week. And intimate the registry in regard to whether he agrees on whether the statement reflects the correctness of the statement. Full stop. This may be communicated to the court master no later than by date de dijiye on the email ID. The compilations are ready.
The counter was received by us in the writ petitions on Monday evening. So we need some time to file the
If it has to be filed, that may be filed on or before 31 July 2024.
We can.
Lordship, some of the transferred matters, the councils indicated that they would also like to make written submissions when we checked with them. So they were waiting for direction
All right.
of
If
that.
any further written submissions are to be filed, including the transferred cases, they may be filed with the nodal council to the common compilation. So the written submission shall not exceed 5 pages each. Because
Would your Lordship set it down on 31st for directions?
Absolutely.
Would your Lordship have it on 31st for directions, Manoj?
we'll have it on the 31st of July for directions. Directions on the 31st, which is a Wednesday.
Lordship, please.
Can be taken first.
All right.
Directions.
And also segregated.
We are segregating gaming and the
Anti-profiteering.
There are no difficulty in segregating gaming and anti-profiting. No, any
That's all.
segregation within gaming is not acceptable.
So we are not asking for it
No,
now.
somebody last time said game of skill should be segregated.
Mr. Venkatraman, now you're giving them ideas.
Yes, correct. No games.
Nobody has said it now, Malad.
All right. Now, so that covers 4, 19 and 20. So 31st of July, we'll keep it for directions.
Yes.
Just to ensure that everything is complete, then we list it immediately and here.
Great.
Obliged, Malad. Obliged.
Lordship.
Matter, because this is for the gaming matter, now the counter, etc. we have prepared. For anti-profiteering matters, there are no directions in terms of
The circular.
permission to
So for
file.
the anti-profiteering matters, we'll issue similar procedural directions, same nodal council,
Can be then.
same nodal council, same. And by 31st July, that process must be completed.
Obliged. Please, Willards.
Mr. Hegde, we'll now stand back the income tax matters. We are not adjourning it for the day, but in view of the importance of the NEET matters, we'll take up the NEET matters, because. But all the other learned council may step aside and you can have a little time off, but we'll take up the income tax matter because we're not taking up any other heavy matter until we take up that. So NEET only because of the social ramification, we thought we'll give priority to the NEET matter. All right, now.
They're all mixed up. 5, 7, 9 and all that.
Now, who's going to open the arguments in the NEET matters for the petitioners?
Manoj, my item 5 is slightly on a different footing. I am showing not merely the leakage of the examinations, but I am showing the...
Because mine is the first matter wherein the...
Mr. Dwivedi, where are you appearing in this matter? That is pension matter. I think you are safe today because, if after this, we are going to take up the parted tax matter, which will take the rest of the day. So, but the judge's pension matter is again important, and we will take it up probably next week. We'll list it and take it up. Just a little adjustment to the board. That's all.
So far as item 7, if I can, the writ petition under Article 226 of this candidate is pending before Honorable High Court of Delhi. He has filed writ petition under 32 before this Honorable Court also, saying that I'll withdraw that. This is the third time consecutively where he is alleging that my OMR has been replaced, which is actually,
all right. That we will see what to do there, because that's not about the systemic issue, but about his own OMR sheet. There we may be, who's appearing, which one is that, serial number?
Item 5. 514.
So 5, why don't you do this? Go to the High Court, whether your OMR sheet has been replaced or not, is not a systemic issue.
High Court has already passed the judgments. High Court has refused to examine this issue. My lord had delegated.
So why have you filed a writ petition? You have to file an SLP then.
No, my lord, in 2020 I went before Honorable High Court on the directions of this Honorable Court.
So now High Court is held against you.
In 2021.
21 hoga, 20 hoga, 19 hoga, 23 hoga.
My lord, since then.
But now tell us, what remedy do you have against that judgment of the High Court?
Against that, even if I come in SLP, my lord cannot grant me an admission. My lord, I am saying I reappear in the examination in the
Fair enough. We'll entertain your writ.
Yes.
On one condition, that now then we will treat the order of the High Court as attained finality.
Yes.
So we will then hear your writ on the footing that the order of the High Court has attained finality. So you're taking a chance.
My lord, High Court refused to examine the issues. That's the fact.
All right. We'll see. We'll see when the matter is called in.
My lord, may I...
Mr. Amutu, we are seized of the matter. We know how important it is. It's about our own retired judges. But we have the NEET matter today, so we'll give priority to the NEET matter today. We just indicated to Mr. Dwivedi, we'll try and accommodate it sometime next week, so we'll take it up immediately. We'll just give me a little time, so I'll just in the evening discuss the board position with the court master, and then we'll take it because we have to take it up.
My lord, I'm here for item number 6. I have the same prayer that my OMR sheet was replaced and the...
All right, let the matter open up now. If everybody just keeps on giving our individual facts, who's going to open the hearing?
Yes,
open the outcome?
mine is the first matter, my lord, where they have filed their responses.
So we'll hear Mr. Hoga first.
Yes, my lord, I'll supplement whatever he is.
All right, and then we'll hear the solicitor.
Your lordships had an occasion to go through the second status report.
Yes, we have seen the second
Now
status.
that is something is crystal.
You've seen the second status.
Yesterday it was that.
I saw it in the morning today. Both my learned brothers have seen the second status report.
May it please your lordship. No.
This is yours.
Just one suggestion.
Okay.
All my... Okay, to the first play. My lord, in item 5, may I please request that the first prayer is, my lord, that
You're not arguing it. You have somebody before you who is to argue his matter.
there in item 7 and item 5, I am making a request.
So which is the lead prayer? Which is the lead matter? Are you prepared to argue the whole matter on the leak, etc.?
No, I'm on not on the legal aspect, my lord.
Why are you interrupting the flow of the proceedings? Allow somebody who's arguing the main matter to take charge, right? We'll hear you. We'll hear you at the end. No problem.
Practice since not replied.
May it please your lordship. But 2-3 things at the outset, my lord. As per my lord's direction, CBI was supposed to file their status report. Filing, we understood it will be filed and it will be supplied to us. And that was the direction.
The only problem is this. The only problem is this today. I mean, I'm all for transparency. In fact, this is not a sealed cover procedure. Let me be very clear. But today an investigation is going on.
Correct. I quite follow that.
If what CBI has told us in the course of the investigation is revealed probably the investigation will get scuttled because people will become wise on what are the leads which have emerged in the course of the investigation. So that's the only thing.
I bow down straight away. My only, you see, the intervention in between will be causing problem.
So what we would like you to do, Mr. Huda, is
Please, sir.
you have to, redaction is not possible in these kind. If it's redacted, then it'll have nothing of it'll have nothing of substance. You will have to show us, prima facie, on the basis of your submissions, that the leak is so systemic and has affected the entire examination process across the country that we must cancel the examination and direct a fresh examination to be held.
Yes.
That is the area where we want to hear you. And then we'll hear the learned solicitor in response to that.
I will assess this honorable court.
Then, just 1 second. The second, we have some ideas also on what we are going to post to the solicitor thereafter.
Please, sir.
We would like you to assist us on assuming, if we accept your wider submission that you must have a fresh NEET examination, then that's what you exactly want. Suppose in the alternative, after hearing you both, we are not with you, then we would like you to also assist the court on which are the further lines of investigation, what are the lines of investigation which must be carried out. In the sense that which are the specific issues which must be investigated. So we would like your assistance on both. The other is an alternate argument.
Yes, but that alternative argument has also come in my supplementary note which I circulated yesterday.
Okay,
in the same matter, I have suggested that this is the line of investigation should be conducted to unearth this entire controversy.
All right, then we'll look at that. Later on, we'll read it with you.
At the outset, my lord, I was flagging my handicap in I'm assisting, I'm not saying that. But the handicap I have in assisting this honorable court in this leak matter, one, they have not declared the entire result. They have declared the result of 100 people. And my assistance is information gathered from here and there. The UPSC, my lord, in IAS exam, they declare the result of entire people. At least they should have declared the result of this 1 lakh people who get admission. First 50,000 in the medical colleges.
Just one second.
The two handicaps, my lord, may kindly notice, I will have in the course of my assistance to this honorable court.
First 50,000. How many seats in the government medical colleges?
56,000. And Lord, everybody clamor for these first 56,000. Even the people below 56,000 may be willing to go for a re-examination.
And how many in the private medical colleges?
52,000. 56 and 52. That is 1,08,000. Now, Lord, if re-exam happens, literally it is, if all of them do not want re-examination, the total number is 1,08,000 people, not 23 lakh people. The remaining 22 lakh people
have not got admission at all.
Have not got admission. So they are willing.
Except for the fact that if some people have wrongly got into the 1,08,000 category,
that's right.
Then somebody below the 1,08,000 can legitimately get into that 1,08,000.
That's right. So, but in fact, the balance is this 1 lakh. If all of them 1 lakh don't want re-examination, this 1 lakh on one side and 22 lakh on the other side, who would like to take a chance in view of the this examination is marred by controversy. All 22 lakh would like to have a second chance.
That argument,
yes,
Mr. Huda, there is a problem. Forget the question of leak in this matter. Merely because, say, out of 22 lakh, 1,08,000 only have got admission or would get admission, and therefore you are left with, say, about 22 lakh students who would want to take a chance. We cannot order a re-examination merely because they want to take a chance.
That's right. But I just wanted
re-examination has to be on a concrete footing, that the sanctity of the entire examination has been
I bow down. I just wanted to dispel an impression that the stake in the re-examination is of lakhs of people. No, the stake is of 1,08,000 people. I will have to set up, demonstrate conclusively that we cannot segregate tainted from the untainted. In Tanvi Sabharwal case and the judgment authored by Malone, clearly says in Tanvi Sabharwal's case, the finding was we have identified 44 candidates out of 6 lakhs. The remaining we are not able to identify. So we cannot permit even 10 people.
So Hoga, I think, you need not labor that point because you're absolutely right on that.
I'm so great.
That if you can, conceptually, that if you can establish that it is not possible to segregate the tainted from the untainted, then the whole examination has to go. Because those basic, you can of course show those authorities briefly to us at a certain point.
Please.
But when we have looked at the facts, but before we go into the authorities, we want you to address the core of the facts before us.
No, my lord, I will try to first summarize my case and then elaborate.
All right.
So that, my lord, has an idea what I am saying.
So you can summarize now. My brother Justice Pardiwala would like to know, out of 1,08,000, totally how many petitioners are before the court?
Lord, Lord, it is plenty, you can say, my lord.
38 petitions. Now, you're for NTA, no?
38?
Transfer petitions filed by the NTA, my lord.
So 38 petitions includes the 6 transfer petitions or transfer
Petitions before this honorable it would include the 6 transfer petitions filed by the NTA, my lord. So 32 petitioners, 32 petitions.
With your permission, there's an item 37 already on today's cause list. My SLP is against the same impugned order. It's been filed. So may I just request it be brought along, the papers be called for?
Verified.
It's been verified. It's been verified.
Lord,
We'll just give the details.
My Lord, I have circulated a mail, my Lord. Earlier, I have circulated twice. The Lordship said it will be listed. But the problem is, my Lord, it is a 3-judge bench matter. So the registry says unless it is assigned, my Lord, it is an old appeal. IA in an old appeal. Medical admission in Chandigarh, my Lord.
Lordship, one read petition is pending before since 25 June. Lordship's already service has approved, but this matter is related to the NEET and filed by the Congress party spokesperson. Till today's did not listed. Lordship say I am requesting. Please, Lordship.
Well, in this matter, petitioner is likely to be terminated.
To circulate emails. We want to start with the NEET.
I have circulated this in the mentioning, but because this is a service matter, they are saying this is not in the urgency category. Therefore, I have to mention before my lords.
Of your mandate there. Malas, can I mention your lordships has already passed an order?
Already been issued. Directions have already been issued. Just go and check. You'll find the date also. I've given the date. It says.
Your lordship has already directed.
This item was listed as serial number 19 on Friday. Your lordship directed issuance of notice. My only request is it should be tagged with the other gaming matters which are coming on 31st. Number, SLP number, only limited direction. Lordship has already issued notice.
I am mentioning a matter, Malas. Your lordship has already directed it to be listed on 23rd. But your lordship's direction was, Malas, after the list had been issued. So if it can come on Friday or Thursday or something, Malas, your lordship already directed.
Circulate emails, I'll see it. Matter. Yes, Mr. Hoga.
Your lordship's most gracious permission. My lord, I mentioned, my lord, I sent the email twice, my lord. My lord, maybe listen from tomorrow.
Already passed order. He says the orders.
But orders has not come to the registry, my lord. There's some technical thing. Your lordship may.
Matter, my lords, which I had mentioned on the 8th of
time, my lord. I'm taking time to file a written note in the child marriage matter. Your lordships gave us time. Way forward, we want to take file in 2 weeks, my lords.
Not 2 weeks.
My lords, for way forward, it was not in the affidavit. Give us 10 days at least, my lords.
Right. By next week, 10 days.
Next week, next Friday, we'll.
My lord, commission connected matter is already on board. 8th of July, my lords, your lordship were directed to be listed on the 15th. It was not listed then. I mentioned it at least 3 times, my lords. It was listed on 22nd.
What is the matter about?
My lords, it's a Section 8 petition which was allowed by the trial court. The High Court has set it aside, my lords. Now they're insisting on us to file a written statement.
Thursday. I've already given you directions in your.
Well, the dates have come. We've even asked for not the date to be deleted. It again gets deleted, my lords.
Come up on Wednesday or Thursday. What can I?
Please, my lords.
My lord, this is the connected matter is already on board today. It's the matter relating to the Kanwar Yatra.
So?
The Kanwar Yatra and.
Just directly that all matters. There were 2 matters. They are going before.
I'm obliged. I'm very obliged.
Yes.
One, my lord. Lordship's permission, I'm mentioning the thing, my lord. Lordship lost date of hearing, my lord. Lordship has to pass city and state-wise marks, my lord.
Who are you appearing for? That's a partner. Are you on your legs? Who's on his legs right now?
Only one thing I
allow the lawyer who's on his legs to argue. Don't just jump. Others, 20 lawyers will jump. Let there be some order. Mr. Hoga is in charge. He will continue arguing.
My marks are changing, my lord.
That's all right. The mark may change. Anything may happen, but we will follow our own order here.
Please, man.
When your turn comes, you can point out everything, not like this.
Lord, may it please lordships. Lord, at the outset, I just need 15 minutes, Lord, and they may not respond to my every point I raise or every sentence. Just 15 minutes so that I first sum up and Lord, then...
Before my friend proceed, allow me to intervene for 10 minutes. It will have a different course of direction.
Don't intervene right now. Let him argue.
All right, please.
May it please lordship. Lord, I was saying just 15 minutes, the Union of India may not respond sentence-wise, point-wise. Just give me 15 minutes so that I first wrap it up quickly, my lord. Now, my lord, in deference to my lord's direction, they have published the result. In the order, my lord said that the roll number may be edited, may be concealed, masked. Rest entire data should be given. They have not given all India rank. Of all the students, all India rank would not have disclosed identity, 1. 2, they have not given the seriatim because of the examination center. we would have been able to find out from one room how many plus 700, how many.
They've given center-wise and
They have
city-wise.
center-wise, city-wise. They have not given, because that was a seriatim is missing. I'm not making fuss on it. I'm just bringing it to my lord's kind notice. That they have withheld all India rank, and they have withheld serial number of the examination center. They have given 5,000 PDFs in the name of data declaring result. Anyhow, my lord, we have tried to analyze it. What I find, my lord, the last point, my lord, when I demonstrated before this honorable court that the question paper was being ferried in an e-rickshaw, there was an objection taken that it was only OMR and not the question paper. This was the response. I verified it, my lord. There is a testing booklet which each student get in the examination hall.
Question paper was ferried in an e-rickshaw, no doubt about it. That photograph, according to them, is not of the question paper, but of the OMR sheet. But the fact that the question paper was ferried in the e-rickshaw is also now is an established fact. No difference.
But because
at one center. But the photograph which was claimed to be a photograph of the test paper is not of the test paper, but that's a little nuance, that's all.
But the only thing I want to point out, this e-rickshaw, because as per the news item, and there is an arrest of the principal of this Oasis school, the investigation.
Let's not go into this.
That's right. I'm not going into. I'm just tying up.
We will deal with when we look at what steps should be taken for the future.
Correct.
Let's now concentrate on the heart of the matter.
Perfect.
We have given you an opportunity to.
I'm so grateful, my lord, and we have been able to.
What emerges from the center-wise and the city-wise data.
Yes, Lord. I'm straight away coming to that.
Yes.
My lord, basically, I have basically now threefold submissions.
Have you prepared a note or something which will...
Lord, we have submitted a second supplementary note.
That's on the basis of the data, right?
That's on the basis of data and my subsequent points.
Well, let's just
but, my lord, allow me, my lord, without referring to that note, my lord, allow me to sum it up first. Basically in two parts. One is the leak part, and the other is the dominant argument, my lord, even more dominant than the leak part, which they say is a breach, is that their manner of conducting the entire examination is so brittle that it does not inspire confidence at all. At every stage there is a breach, and there is a possibility of breach. That is the second limb of my argument. But summing up on my first limb, that it is a case of a paper leak, I just say, my lord, they admit paper leak. They admit the dissemination happened on WhatsApp. I'm just going by their admission. Now the Bihar police material collected report is before this honorable court. I'm sure 161 statement which we have placed on record are the same, which indicate Bihar police's case, because any police recording 161 statement and indicating that the paper was sold and the students were made to learn those answers was 4th of May, not 5th of May. So this is what the Bihar police investigation, which I am banking upon to say, that leak is not happening on 5th of May morning as is being suggested. But the leak is happening prior to the deposit of question papers with the respective banks.
Yes.
So my submission is leak is prior to going the question paper before to the bank, that is 3rd or prior to 3rd. And their suggestion that it happened on 5th morning is hard to believe and contrary to the investigation report of Bihar police. And lastly, this is the handiwork of a gang which has been indulging into paper leak even previously. This Sanjeev Mukhia, and the other gangs which have not even been arrested despite all this thing. So it is not some peon went into the question paper room and sneaked one paper out or had a click and it was a locally done for 4, 5, 10 students. No. Handiwork of a gang. My lord, specific order to the Bihar police was placed before us, all material collected, meaning thereby all statements, all recovery of documents, case diary, and then the report. Perfect.
Referring to the 161 statement which was recorded by the Bihar police.
Correct.
Can you just give us whose statement that we will track it? We have the record here. So
Yes, my lord. I will very quickly. do this, my lord. This was 161 statement we had filed.
First note, my lord.
In the first note, my lord. Yes, I will. Yes, my lord. My lord, first statement is Anurag Yadav.
113 of the Bihar compilation,
which says 4th of May. And then Nitesh Kumar.
Statement is that?
Anurag Yadav, my lord.
Anurag Yadav.
Yes, this is the first statement, Anurag Yadav, son of Sanjeev Kumar.
student. It's okay. So no, we have got a statement. वही प्रश्न था
shoot. There was Anurag Yadav.
That's right.
Anybody else apart from Anurag Yadav?
There are four people. There are four statements. If I can invite Milord's kind attention.
Anurag Yadav का statement क्या है?
Anurag Yadav. Then Milord, the next is Nitish Kumar.
1 second.
Nitish Kumar, son of late Siaram Prasad.
1 second. ये देखा था। पहले पे just help us, which is that page in the compilation of Nitish Kumar's statement? Because they don't have the case diary. That's
Yes, I'll just. Nitish, if I can give the other name in the meantime, Amit Anand and Sikandar Prasad.
1 second. Amit Anand
and Sikandar Prasad.
and Sikandar Prasad.
That's right. These 161 statement indicate that the leak is much prior to the examination.
1 second, we are just going through those statements.
Please. Bihar.
Is at page 92.
Page 88.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Anurag Yadav 131.
उसका statement 130, I'm sorry. Good. Page 134.
One is that who's this? Is the Anurag? है क्या आपके पास? Mr. Solicitor is Abhyug Sikandar Prasad.
Yes, but that's my mistake, my lord. I'm just trying to find out.
Is,
Next is, my lord, 132 is Amit Anand. I'm finding out, my lord, the
130. सिकंदर के साथ तो देख लो पहले कुछ है ही। I have it.
at 133 bottom, possibly your lordships will get the relevant part of Amit Anand. ठीक है। कहाँ है? context. Page 132 is Amit Anand.
Yes.
Amit Anand, my lord, is a middleman. Just to give the context so that your lordships can read the paper, my lord, read the statement in the context. But please see 133 at the bottom, some 10th line. उसे आप परीक्षा में पास करा दीजिए. Your lordship gets, my lord?
Yes.
He was collecting the students on the night of 4th so that he gets the papers on 5th, which is coming in Nitish Kumar's statement. Nitish Kumar was at the place where he received the paper in the morning and students were asked to memorize. 134 is Nitish.
Just see page 88. Which is Amit Anand's first statement.
88, Manoj?
88.
Yes, Manoj.
And then see page 89 about the last 10-15 lines is beach. Got that? Isi beach. 89. About say 12 lines on the bottom.
Yes, Manoj.
Isi beach. Last 3 words in that sentence, on that line. Isi beach. नीट का परीक्षा आ गया था. सिकंदर स्वयंसो बताया कि चारों लड़कों को
Possibly, this is the FIR, not the statement.
Right. तो मैंने बताया
संक्षिप्त वर्तमान अपराध की विस्तृत
statement. This is Amit Anand's statement.
Amit Anand, yes, Lord.
तो मैंने बताया कि 4-5 के रात्रि में बुलाई है.
Yes,
यहाँ पर सिकंदर के द्वारा सभी चारों लड़कों को नीट परीक्षा का प्रश्न पत्र लीक करवाकर सभी बच्चों को उत्तर के साथ पढ़वाया एवं रटवाया जा रहा है.
रात्रि में बुलाइए, नहीं, रात्रि में बुलाइए, कॉल देम. इसी बीच नीट का परीक्षा आ गया था. सिकंदर यादवेंद्र द्वारा बताया गया कि चारों लड़का को कल बुलाए, तो मैंने बताया कि 4-5-24 की रात्रि में बुलाइए, जहां पर सिकंदर यादवेंद्र के द्वारा सभी चारों लड़कों को नीट परीक्षा का प्रश्न पत्र लीक करवाकर सभी बच्चों को उत्तर के साथ पढ़वाया एवं रटवाया जा रहा था. सिकंदर
this indicates that the students were being asked to memorize on the night of the 4th, which means that the leak had occurred prior to the 4th.
No, would your lordship?
And now just see page 92. Just see page 92.
Yes.
This is the statement of Nitish Kumar.
No, Nitish Kumar's statement, my lord, at page 134 may kindly be said.
So we just see page 92. This is the first statement.
Yes, my lord.
बीच में
yes,
बातचीत के क्रम में
समवेयर बातचीत, यस, स्वयं से बताया गया कि मेरे पास भी लड़का है जिसे आप परीक्षा में पास करा दीजिए, तो नीट की तैयारी कर रहे हैं, उसके बदले में तथा अमित आनंद बताएं कि 30 रुपया लगेगा. सिकंदर तैयार हो गया, बताया कि 4 लड़का हम आप देंगे. नीट परीक्षा से एक दिन पूर्व के संध्या में मैं, चिंटू एवं पिंटू, मतलब 2 एक्यूज, तथा आशुतोष मिलकर लर्नेड प्ले स्कूल में नीट की परीक्षा के लिए आए अभ्यर्थियों को नीट का प्रश्न उत्तर सहित रटवाने लगा. प्रश्न पत्र चिंटू के मोबाइल नंबर 100 पर आया था, जिसे अभ्यर्थियों को उत्तर सहित रटवाया दिया गया था, तथा परीक्षा समाप्ति के बाद काम हो जाने पर मैं 100 के लीक प्रश्न पत्र को के छत पर पानी टंकी के बगल में साक्ष्य मिटाने हेतु आग लगा दिया. इस परीक्षा में मेरे पास कुल 13 अभ्यर्थी थे, जिसे मैंने नीट का प्रश्न पत्र उत्तर सहित रटवाया था. नाउ प्लीज सी माय लॉर्ड 134 नीतीश कुमार. जो अंदर गया था वो कौन था? 1 बजे तक खत्म करेगा में लिख रहा है Just your lordship, my lord, because your lordship will get the context. Thereafter, my lord, it was transferred to EOU. Kindly have a look at, my lord, page 132. Amit Anand's statement recorded by EOU. It's more elaborate and a little more in-depth. Your lordship gets, my lord, 132.
At the last word on page 131.
Yes.
दिनांक 4/5 को इनके साला व पत्नी रीना देवी तथा साला सो जिन्होंने गेस्ट हाउस में रुकवा दिया.
Yes. They all gathered at night, mother. That is true.
पूर्व निर्धारित योजना अनुसार दिनांक 4/5 को रात्रि में उक्त चारों अभ्यर्थियों को सगुना मोड़ खगोल रोड में अमित आनंद एवं नीतीश कुमार को नीट 2024 परीक्षा में आने वाले प्रश्नोत्तर रटवाने के लिए सौंप दिए थे.
हाँ, they were handed over. You get them memorized.
Investigation is botched up by the stand being taken by Government of India, my lord. The matter is under investigation. The kind of stand being
Kindly
taken.
allow, don't take it Government of India. I am answerable to these students. I am answerable to other students. And more, I am answerable to the court. Well, let us not do it like this.
We are just analyzing these statements.
Yes, my lord, all of them were gathered.
Amit Anand seems to be suggesting that the leaked question papers were given to the students for memorization on the night of the 4th.
No, my lords. What happens is, what actually happened during the CBI investigation is, all students were gathered and put at a particular place so as to enable them to memorize as and when the paper is available, which comes, my lord, from the statement of Amit Anand. My lord, please read statement of Amit Anand. Your lordships are on page 132. My lord, I am just reading the bare facts. I am not, my lord, taking any stand. Page 132, Amit Anand, my lords. And thereafter, Nitish Kumar. And they are giving statements when they were not obviously aware that this would be scrutinized by the court. So this is a first-hand account. से पहले
गुजरात में देखा था.
Papers were purloined. After the papers were purloined, and then
assistance may be incomplete. That's all I'm saying. Kindly report. Sorry, second report. Para 98. But before that, would your lordships accept my request of reading two more statements from
Two more statements.
EOU? In this context, please read the report.
Okay. Just
It
only
would
one.
be not incomplete picture in your lordship's mind.
Just keep that page in 1 minute.
132.
Please, well, please.
Lord, para 97 onwards, in the second report, your lordships would find assistance, my lord, for this particular part.
Solicitor, we just look at now those two statements you are saying, telling us to look at.
132, my lords.
132.
That's, my lord, in the Bihar police statement, the statement recorded by EOU. Initially, it was local police, transferred to economic offences wing, where, my lord, it is a little more detailed. Page 132 at the foot.
That is Amit Anand.
Amit Anand, yes, my lord, his statement. Kindly come to the next page, 133. I am, my lord, skipping what is not relevant either way for the present purpose, my lord. Kindly see from the 10th line, somewhere 10th line from the bottom. इस पर सिकंदर प्रसाद यादवेंद्र बोले, your lordship gets, my lord, some.
Yes.
कि उनके पास भी 4-5 लड़का है जो परीक्षा देने वाले हैं, उसे आप परीक्षा में पास करा दीजिए, इसके बदले में स्वयं वे बताए कि 4 लड़का हम आपको देंगे। ये नो काइंडली सी दिस, मतलब ये दिनांक 4/5/24 को रात्रि में सिकंदर प्रसाद यादवेंदु से उन 4 अभ्यर्थियों का सो से प्राप्त किए तथा अपने कार से चारों को लेकर नीतीश कुमार के पास न्यू बाईपास चले गए। प्लीज मार्क दिस। नीतीश कुमार अपने एवं उनके अन्य अभ्यर्थियों को लेकर लर्नेड बॉयज स्कूल एवं सो में लेकर चला गया, जहां पर सभी विद्यार्थियों को अगले दिन करीब 10 बजे नीट का प्रश्न उत्तर सहित रटवा दिया गया। 10 बजे। नाउ प्लीज सी, ये भी अपने परीक्षार्थी एवं अन्य परीक्षार्थी तथा सिकंदर प्रसाद के साथ परीक्षा केंद्रों पर घूम घूम कर सभी को सेंटर पर पहुंचा दिए और अपने फ्लैट पर पहुंच गए और खाना खाए एटसेट्रा। काइंडली सी द नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट ऑफ नीतीश कुमार. Nitish Kumar is the person who not only brings students, he was at that school, Learn Boys School. So the lordships can come to page 134, 7 lines from the bottom. उसके बाद दिनांक 4/5, your lordship gets. Page 134. I can read the whole, but it may not assist either way for this particular purpose of date, my lord. But does your lordship get the date? उसके बाद दिनांक 4/5 को रात्रि में अमित आनंद द्वारा सेटिंग किए गए 6 लड़के जो अमित ने मुझे नई बाईपास अपने कार से लाकर दे दिए थे, सिकंदर प्रसाद यादवेंद्र के 4 लड़के तथा अमित आनंद के 2 लड़के को लर्न बॉय हॉस्टल एवं लर्न बॉय स्कूल जो रामाकृष्ण नगर में है पर लेकर गया। वहां सभी लड़कों को चिंटू उर्फ बलदेव कुमार पिता सो गांव सो एवं सो को हैंडओवर कर दिए। इनसे इनकी बात सो के मोबाइल नंबर सो पर होती रही। यह हॉस्टल एवं स्कूल आशुतोष कुमार द्वारा किराए पर लिया हुआ है। आशुतोष कुमार इज द ओनर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रीमाइसेस वेयर दिस हैपेंड, जिसने इनका संपर्क सो के माध्यम से इसी काम से लिए हुआ था ना। नाउ रीड दिस। जिसे चिंटू उर्फ सो ने एक दिन के लिए सेट किया था और आशुतोष कुमार से मोटे रकम में हिस्सेदारी की बात की थी। दिनांक 5/5 को चिंटू के मोबाइल के व्हाट्सएप पर
Statements 88 and 132 are at variance.
at variance.
88, he says that the leak had taken place on the night of the 4th, when the question paper was given to these candidates for memorization. 132, he says that it was received on the mobile of Chintu in the morning on the 5th, and then was given for to the students. Ratta lagane ke liye diya tha. So Amit Anand's two statements are a little at variance.
Amit Anand's first
and
statement.
Nitish is also at variance, but Nitish's first statement is also 4th night. Like,
but
all first statements seem to indicate that the leak takes place on the night of the 4th.
But I must tell you, Lordships, on the
question is, how was this confined to Learned Boys High School? Was it confined to Hazari Bagh?
I'll answer that, my lord, when my turn comes.
That's what
But my lord, kindly appreciate this.
So, Solicitor, because the line which we are following of inquiry is, if the leak has taken place on the night of the 4th, then obviously the leak has not taken, it wouldn't take place from the strong room of SBI or Canara Bank. Nobody can access the strong room. Then obviously the leak took place not in the process of the papers being transferred to the examination center, but it takes place at a prior point of time, prior to the storage in the vault.
Which we have examined and found to be every thing to be intact, I'll be able to show. But please see, my lord, statement of Chintu at page 236.
Two of the problem solvers are at least 7. All problem solvers are students. None of them is a professor. Nobody is of that level of an expert. They're all students.
I was told that for this work, professors, the students are better qualified because they have recently prepared everything. They have the computer with them. They have books with them.
They are from AIMS Patna. One is from Ranchi, and 2 are brought from Rajasthan.
Yes. Now, what is done is
brought from Rajasthan.
That is, my lord, under investigation, my lord, because maybe there is some personal linkage or something. But what they did was they bifurcated the papers, so each got 25 to 30 questions each, and they had 1 hour. 25 to 30 questions with a reasonable knowledge and with help of computer and books, you can always solve.
Now, what we do, Mr.
And we have also, my lord, kindly bear one factor in mind. We have done an exercise after the last hearing as to what is the success rate in this particular center, this particular city, and overall state. And we compared it with 22 and 23. There is no abnormality. Even in this, which I'll be able to show. And my lord, kindly 236, my lord, page.
You can now show us the
page 236, the last.
Then we have completion.
My lord, 236.
This is Chintu's.
Yes, Chintu Baldev Kumar, my lord, at the last, my lord, para. Dinank 5/5.
Is there an earlier statement of Chintu also?
Chintu, no. No, he was arrested only on that day by the EOI. He was not arrested by the local police. So there is only one statement. We must be having our statement. We have our statement recorded after.
So matter, come to page 229.
229 minutes.
Statement of Chintu.
This is also a statement of Chintu.
The same statement.
Is it in continuation?
Is it?
This?
Yeah, but it's the same statement. I don't know why they have repeated.
It
But
ends at 232.
yes, my lord. And if your lordship sees, my lord, page 231.
Read the second paragraph.
Look, 231.
Printing takes place. The CBI third report tells us where printing takes place.
At two places, my lord, different states. And they are never declared or tendered.
We don't want to mention that because, I mean, because obviously that will...
We don't also tender because otherwise the highest tenderer becomes open. My lord, that he is the printer. My lord, whoever is the highest tenderer becomes the printer.
From CBI's third report, we find out the name of one place where the printing press was situated, where it says 28/4 28th April, it had left that printing.
No, if your lordships, I'll take your lordship through the journey of the papers from the printing press till the school, and what are the checks and balances on real-time basis, that there is some tampering, it would be noticed somewhere. That I'll be able to show.
Let me very briefly capture that. 24th of April, they say that the dispatch happens to different centers. So far as Hazaribagh is concerned, 28th of April. Everywhere, the question paper was to reach the respective banks on 3rd of May. And 5th of May is the examination. So the question paper remained in private hands for fairly long time. From 24th of April till 3rd of May. I leave it there, Lord. They say that from everywhere, the center in charge will go to the bank in the morning. I'm showing the mechanism and how brittle and fragile the mechanism is, that the entire mechanism which they have followed.
Just give us the facts.
Yes. Now, in the morning, they say 8:15, the center in charge of the examination will reach the bank to collect the paper. What has actually happened, which is the documents on record, taking example of Dayal School, Bahadurgarh Jhajjar, Hardayal School, Bahadurgarh Jhajjar, the principal of the center goes to both the banks, collect papers from both the banks, distributes the paper taken from Canara Bank. Paper taken from Canara Bank is allowed to be attempted for all 3 hours and 20 minutes. And then they say that we over and above, because on 4th of April, they did not declare any other key except the key for SBI bank question paper. When it appeared that from this Hardayal School Jhajjar, there are 6 candidates who get number 1. 100% marks, 720 out of 720. 2 candidates get 719 and 718. So it came out that how come from this center 8 people comes within first 69 and this number is not possible. NTA came out with a theory that no, we have given a grace marks because there is a delay. I have seen the video of the principal of this Hardayal school, which says, and it is openable even now, which says that there was no delay in the center. In fact, we distributed Canara Bank paper when it was already half an hour.
Correct set was to be the SBI paper.
Correct. That's right. That's right. And they declared entire country.
It's not everywhere.
Entire country, blood.
Entire country was SBA. Yes, your lordship, sir.
Of course, different configurations, Advait Mishra, because the questions will be jumbled up.
Yeah, even in the one classroom.
Yeah. Obviously.
In one classroom also.
Sitting next to each other can't know which is the order.
Which is the order. But one of the things which is going on in the social media is that 2 numbers sitting with each other, both got 600 marks. How is it possible? But both would have, the system is that both sitting in front and back and both sitting on the sides, they have different numbers.
Not have the same order of questions.
They don't have. My question number 1 would be his question number 18. So we can't even do that. Orthodox way of cheating also is not possible.
It's the hard factual, how they have done it. So Hardayal School, admittedly, they distributed Canara Bank. The Canara Bank question paper was attempted by all the about 500 people in the
city. How long?
For till 5:20 is the last time.
Oh.
There's no delay. The principal is on record of the school and they say...
So it's not that in the middle of the exam they substitute the SBI.
No, that happened Savai Madhopur. I'll come to that. Hardayal School, Canara Bank paper was given. In the first instance, when Canara Bank paper was not to be the paper to be attempted, how come it was even given to them? What is the SOP? How meticulously they followed it, what they says. And the principal got question paper from both the banks, and both banks gave it.
Okay, Mr. Solicitor, just since a little bit of query on the procedural. One set is lodged with Can Bank, one is with SBI. Now, the center in charge on the morning of the exam goes to both the banks and takes the question. Then what
The
happens?
city in charge is informed that this is the bank from where you will have to collect the papers.
When is he informed the day of the exam?
In the morning at 7 o'clock.
So the city in charge will inform all the centers in charge in the morning that you have to go to this particular branch.
Particular center.
Now, how did this chap at Jhajjar go and collect it from Canara Bank when he had to? He must have been told that you have to go to the SBI to collect the paper.
No, that may be a mistake or deliberate. But paper was.
Now, Jhajjar, we just wanted to some clarity on Jhajjar. So he collects the paper from the Canara Bank.
Correct, Malot.
Students write throughout the 3 hours and 20 minutes, they write the Canara Bank sets of questions. Right? Now, thereafter, what happens in Jhajjar? Everybody is given grace mark, or what happens in Jhajjar?
What they say is because they never disclose E for Canara Bank paper.
1 second, let's have clarity. We just ask questions.
Yeah, Malot, I learned it.
Let's.
Just please 1 second. He has his instructions. Let's get the official version first. About Jhajjar,
yes, please.
What happened exactly in Jhajjar?
Jhajjar was a new center. Your lordships are aware the number of candidates have increased. As a result whereof, we have to increase the number of centers also and city coordinators also. This place was added for the first time in 2024 as an examination center. Perhaps the city coordinator must not have seen the message that you have to pick it up from this place. As a result whereof, this happened to be picked up from both the places.
But are the banks not informed that, look, don't release the Can Bank paper to anybody, release only the State Bank of India paper? Because the vault in charge has to be informed that आपको paper surrender करना है आज, आपको distribute करना है.
Authorization is given,
because the NTA would inform the city in charge.
Yes.
City in charge will relay the message to the center in charge.
Yes.
But will a message not go to the bank also that, all right, Can Bank आपको अपने locker में ही रखना है, State Bank of India का जो paper है वो आपको distribute करना है.
It goes to the bank. He also committed. It goes to
definitely go to the bank also. So how did this bloke at Jhajjar, the center in charge, how did he go to Canara Bank and retrieve the Canara Bank paper?
That is a mistake on their part,
Canara Bank's mistake.
Both minutes at both places. City coordinator.
Anyway, so the judge in charge gets the center in charge gets the Canara Bank paper.
Yes, please.
That is distributed to the candidates, and the candidates write the entire exam for 3 hours 20 minutes on the Can Bank paper.
Lordship. And this is at 8 centers. The number of such candidates who got Canara Bank paper is 3,307, and their minutes sequence is MNOP, and we have used the.
So at Judger, how many there are 8 centers?
8 centers to know.
And everywhere they
all over India,
all over India, not
all over India. It has happened at 8 centers.
All over India.
All over India. Some places, minutes like Chhattisgarh, your lordships came to know.
But the wrong question paper.
Yes, minutes. Not confined to Judger.
Papers, my lord, are of the same difficulty level. It's not as if one is simpler and another.
At 8 centers, the wrong booklet was distributed.
Yes, please.
Which was the Can Bank booklet.
Yes, please. Only two booklets are available. There is the third booklet.
Then what happened in Judger? Then the students wrote the whole of the paper for 3 hours 20 minutes of Judger.
Because of the situation, that it could not be discovered by them that we have distributed a wrong paper. It came to the knowledge much later. As a result whereof, it was considered
then
more appropriate.
Then what happened?
It was considered more appropriate to allow them to attempt this question paper only.
First they gave grace mark. We are just understanding what happened. So the students they appeared for the entire examination in the
on the basis of Canara Bank question paper.
Then?
And the difficulty level of this question, both the papers, because anyone can be distributed, are modulated by the experts to be of the same level.
Now, 3,000. Where was the occasion to give totally how many students at these 8 centers?
8 centers, total number of students is 3,307.
Now, initially NTA takes a decision to award grace marks to those?
No, it's only after it came to be realized that some places the loss of time was there. Only then the decision was taken.
Loss of time means what?
After realizing when the complaints are there, students approach the honorable courts also saying that because of wrong distribution of paper, we could not avail the exact number of exact time which is available to the others.
Why? Because students had appeared for the full 3 hours 20 minutes. It is not as if that the correct paper was circulated midway through the exam. Suppose sometimes what happens is that the incorrect paper is given. Instead of algebra, you give the English paper. By the time the algebra paper comes, half an hour has gone by. Students were never given the SBI paper at these 8 centers. They were given only the Can Bank paper.
At Judger, this happened. At some places, this was withdrawn and correct paper was also given. There are centers where this happened, like in Chhattisgarh.
Now, how many centers was
just verify,
how many centers was the incorrect question paper withdrawn?
I am appearing for ND also. I am appearing for both.
At how many centers was the incorrect question paper withdrawn?
Exactly. That's all. In some centers, even after realizing that instead of Canara, SBI is given, or
they continue to write,
and 3 hours 20 minutes time allotted was given. So we are not concerned with that. In some cases,
they
withdrew it halfway and said that now we are giving you another, because
how many centers did that happen?
That figure is 1, 3.
Affecting 120 children only. I'll come to Savai Madhopur, my lord. This is an isolation. Acceleration, my lord, still think 13th of the school, my lord. They come up with of Savai Madhopur. Then stand to escalate to 1563 as per their own figure. Lord, I'll come to all that, Lord.
63 students were such that we, as per our examination, that the papers were taken back halfway and they were asked to complete the new paper within that 320 minutes.
Lord, they attempt that only Canara Bank. Lord, halfway, this is a different story.
Lord, halfway is a different story. First is the Canara Bank.
At 8 centers, we found that wrong booklet was distributed. Now, at all these 8 centers, the students complete the examination only in the Canara Bank booklet.
Yes, how many?
Canara Bank only makes.
8 centers. 8 centers, right?
Yes, we will further bifurcate.
Now, tell us, how many centers apart from these 8 was the wrong booklet withdrawn and the correct booklet given to the
I will give the correct number of that also.
Yeah, just ask.
We'll bifurcate. Yes,
Just you can sit down and ask, no problem.
But if in the meantime I can.
Just 1 second, let them. We'll also have a little break for 10 seconds.
That's on the basis of data and my subsequent points. But allow me, without referring to that note, allow me to sum it up first. Basically in 2 parts. One is the leak part.
कुछ निकल रहा है.
Now the dominant argument, even more dominant than the leak part, which we say is a breach, is that their manner of conducting the entire examination is so brittle that it does not inspire confidence at all. At every stage there is a breach. And there is a possibility of breach. That's the second limb of my argument. But summing up on my first limb, that it is a case of a paper leak. I just say, my lord, they admit paper leak. They admit the dissemination happened on WhatsApp. I'm just going by their admission. Now the Bihar police material collected report is before this honorable court. I'm sure 161 statement which we have placed on record are the same, which indicate Bihar.
In Jajjar, I received the instructions.
161 statement and indicating that the paper was sold. Those answers was 4th of May, not 5th of May. So this is what the
Jajjar has 3 centers. In one, the entire Canara paper was attempted and nobody disturbed the students thereafter. In remaining 2, realizing the mistake, the paper was taken back halfway and new paper was given. And therefore they claim, they say that we did not get sufficient time, which was true.
Right. Now, why were the grace marks added then?
Initially, my lord, it was decided, which according to me, my lord, was not a very correct decision, that there is some judgment of your lordships in case of a clat, my lord, that if there is a time problem, if the time is less, time available to the student is less, then this is the methodology by which you give the grace marks. That grace marks were given. Thereafter, my lord, that decision was
recalled in a retest process.
Yes, that was those who did not get the time will get a new paper and new 3 hour 20 minutes.
Now, that retest was held for 1563 students.
Yes.
Now, these 1563 students were drawn from which centers?
My lord, wherever there was a time gap.
Page 19 of
Retest is held, that really now, that really doesn't provide.
There are 2-3 things into it. One, why grace marks to the students who attempted Canara Bank paper? Why grace marks? On 4th of June, they were granted, on 4th of June, they declared only one key. That is the SBI Bank question paper key. There was no Canara Bank paper key.
Okay,
so
1 second.
how they evaluated those people without declaring a key?
Now this grace mark was given initially to whom?
Grace mark was given to the center numbers, which we have given the time number also, which is 1.
Was the grace mark given to only those who had to give, who got the SBI paper in the midstream, or what happened?
The grace marks were given only to those persons from whom the paper was initially given, which was withdrawn, and subsequently given the correct paper. That is all. In some.
Now, what happened to those students who who appeared in the wrong paper, the Can Bank paper.
Their marks were given on the basis of the answer key of their sequence paper.
And they were not made to have the reading.
No, no.
Because the level of difficulty is up.
Fair
enough. Now, so therefore the grace marks were given only to those whose papers were withdrawn and given the test, because they couldn't complete the
which
paper.
we counted as 1563.
Which you counted as 1563.
Complete upon reports of city coordinators and CCTV footage.
There were 8 centers across the country where the wrong booklet was distributed.
Yes, let's and
now those 8 centers includes the 3 Jhajjar?
One of them at Jhajjar.
Two of them.
No, wrong distribution is.
Two of them.
Third was 100% Canara Bank. Two at Jhajjar. Yes, minutes.
Where the wrong booklet was distributed and then recalled.
Recalled and grace mark was given to those candidates.
Now, in the 8 centers across India, the same position that the papers were withdrawn.
Even time was not sufficient and therefore grace mark. But out of 4750 centers, this occurred, my lord, in 8 centers. 4,750 are the total number of centers throughout the country.
So 8, it happened that the wrong booklet was.
The wrong booklet. Whenever, for example, Jhajjar, out of 3, 1, they completed. They were not.
They have not been given a retest. They are being graded. So 1.
They are evaluated based on their answers, my lord.
It's actually incorrect. Let me clarify it. My learned senior colleague gave 3,300 are the total student where the wrong booklet was given, withdrawn midway.
No. And allowed to continue 3,000.
Yes.
Minutes they are 3,000 were allowed to continue. 3,300 were wrong paper. They attempted the wrong question paper.
Okay.
150. Yes.
Now, the next question comes is, on 4th of June, when they declared the result, on their website, they declared only one key. One key means only SBI. They didn't declare any other key. How they evaluated Canara Bank questions which was attempted, and where is this separate result they declared for this 3,000 people who attempted Canara Bank paper?
Must have had a key for Canara Bank also.
There is no key declared by them, my lord, till today. Let them show it today now.
Today.
No, my lord. 1, 2.
All right. Now I'll tell you what. This is all okay. Now show us the data.
Let me complete it. Now in this Hardyal school, where originally there were 8 people who came.
At the end of it, assuming that the problem happened.
Data is circumstantial evidence.
We are looking at the entire country now. Show us the data. I mean, that's the heart of the matter.
Lord, I will just allow me 2 minutes, Lord, because this.
You said 2 minutes, 11:25. We are not.
In the meantime, they start, Lord. Let me just quickly complete it. I was dealing with Hardyal school. Lord, allow me to just to complete 2-3 centers, and then I'll straight away come to the data. Hardyal school, 500 students, they attempted Canara Bank paper. Just notice them, Lord, and let them respond at the end.
All right, we'll just Hardyal school.
500 students.
Jhajjar, no?
That's right, Bahadurgarh Jhajjar.
Yes.
Canara Bank paper. No Canara Bank paper key available till date. after re-examination, all the students were taken in the re-examination. Though there was no delay, admittedly, in distributing question paper.
So all the students at this Hardial school have been required to do a re-examination.
And in the re-examination, about 50% of them appeared, 50% of them did not appear.
That's also very spooky. Why do 50% not appear?
That's right. Only 813 out of 1563 in total appeared in the re-examination. That's also data blur.
The person who didn't appear got their original marks, opted to retain their original marks. That is the.
Now these 1563 are drawn from how many centers?
Lord, this they have not disclosed. They never disclose it, how many centers. They will answer it.
8 centers. Throughout. And as my learned friend rightly pointed out, they were given an option to retain the earlier marks.
And
they
all
did take a chance.
All is being done behind the curtain. Nothing was declared. Every day they have been giving press release, but with regard to this, there is not a single press release.
Things which, if you can ask, if you can just make a note of these 4 points, Mr. Solicitor and Mr. Kaushik.
Yes.
One, how many centers, at how many centers were the Canara Bank papers distributed?
Yes.
At how many centers totally were Canara Bank question booklets distributed? 2. Out of those centers, at how many centers were the correct question booklets replaced?
Yes, please.
At how many centers were the correct question booklets replaced, namely of the State Bank of India?
Yes, please.
Third, how many centers totally where the questions which were evaluated were the Canara Bank paper, the Canara Bank booklets?
Yes.
Whether there were any centers which were evaluated on the basis of the Canara Bank booklet?
Yes.
All right.
How paper was evaluated?
The paper was evaluated. And fourth, once the Canara Bank papers were evaluated, how did the candidates fare there?
There is the key which they have ever declared till date. Canara Bank.
Why have you not declared the key of the Canara Bank papers?
Yes, please.
Fifth.
Yes, please.
And finally, I want to know this, that before I formulate the question, suppose you and I go to Canara Bank or to State Bank of India and say, give me the question paper. You will not be given the question paper, right?
Correct.
How does Can Bank know that I am the right person who is authorized to? So there has to be a letter of authorization.
Correct.
It's identity.
Right?
Yes.
Now, who issues the letter of authorization?
Yes, please.
Letter of authorization is issued by the district in charge?
NT.
Director General NT.
Director General of NTA.
NTA to the city superintendent as well as center coordinators.
Now, what does a person take to the bank? Suppose I am the center in charge.
Yes.
Will I have an authorization both for SBI and for Can Bank, or I'll have only one authorization?
Yes.
Just ask that.
Yes, please.
That's right.
City coordinator is authorized. I'm sorry. Only city coordinator is authorized, not centers. He
So the
distributes
city
to.
coordinator is authorized to go to one of the two banks.
Yes.
Now, therefore, that authorization is given to the city coordinator when? When is that given to him?
In advance.
But is the authorization given for both the banks or only one bank?
I think should be for both banks, logically. For both the banks. Any? From which bank? It is given, authorization is given 3 days prior to the exam.
For both the banks?
For both the banks. Then
the city coordinator.
He is informed in the morning that you go to one of these banks and collect.
Now, if the city coordinator, suppose city coordinator was told in the morning of the 5th that you have to go to SBI, right? Now that city coordinator would have all the centers in that city will be under his control, right? Now, did the city coordinator in this case at Jhajjar go to the Can Bank and get Can Bank papers which were then distributed to all the centers in his jurisdiction, or some centers got SBI and some centers got...
that will have to be. Actually, we'll correct.
He collected both. He collected both? He
collected both.
How did the city coordinator collect both? I mean, city coordinator at Jhajjar, he should have gone only to SBI.
Only one bank.
Right?
Yes.
Now, he went to Can Bank and he went to SBI both. Now, all the centers under him, did he distribute the Can Bank question paper?
One center Can Bank paper was distributed, which was allowed to be continued. 2 centers, the question paper was distributed Can Bank, but it was withdrawn and SBI was given, that resulting in loss of time.
All Can Banks distributed, 2 of them realized the mistake and withdrew.
Who realized the mistake?
Yes, out of the center coordinator.
No, but the center coordinator will...
not normally, no, we'll take the...
Center superintendents are different. City coordinator is for all the 3 centers.
Right. So at Jhajjar, there were 3 centers.
Yes, please.
Right? So he distributed the Can Bank paper to all 3?
All 3 initially. And from 2, it was withdrawn and correct question paper was distributed.
But then why did he not withdraw it from 1?
That we'll have to ask.
If he realized that he has made a mistake, he would have gone to all the 3 centers and said, look, I better give you the correct center.
Time lapse may be the only reason. It was realized at the other center. By that time, maybe the time gap had gone beyond the reasonable time.
That's an assumption.
Yes, we will take specific instructions. We'll prepare a note on all these 6 questions, and
you're right. Authorization will be given in advance. You can't give authorization in the morning. Then he's informed how? He's informed on his phone?
On what the app, which is created for the purpose of coordination.
And who informs him?
NTA.
There is an NTA app.
NTA will inform everyone across the country.
Yes, through the specific app created for this purpose.
That will be informed at 8 o'clock or so in the morning.
5 o'clock in the morning.
5 o'clock.
Yes. There is an application.
And he was informed, go to the SBI.
Yes, please.
He went to both.
Yes.
But is Can Bank not informed that, look, your paper now don't distribute? Director General NTA would be informing the Can Bank that, look, your paper is not to be distributed. And he would inform SBI that only your paper is to be distributed, right?
Message goes to both the custodian as well as the city coordinator.
Then how did Can Bank distribute it?
Where the lapse has taken place, we'll find out minutes and
there appears to be a lapse.
Right.
Yes, the lapse is there.
Lord, there is another blunder. Hardyal school, in the first instance, despite the Canara Bank paper was given, allowed to be attempted, they gave grace marks to the students who appeared in the Hardyal school. And because of grace marks, 2 of the 8 students who came in the first topper.
Hardyal school, where the Can Bank paper was distributed.
Yes.
Students are given grace marks.
They gave grace marks. What? And the evidence of grace marks is, out of the 2 students in the first 8 from the Hardyal school, they got 718 and 719 marks.
when we questioned that how come anybody get this marks, they say it is because of grace marks. Otherwise, it's not possible.
So grace marks were given in Hardyal school.
Even for Hardyal school, because on 4th of June there was only one key.
So grace marks were given totally for 1563 students, right?
That's right. For all students, Lord, I believe.
No.
Thereafter, all these students were put in a re-examination. How, if Canara Bank paper was given and it was to be evaluated, where is the question of first giving them grace marks and then withdrawing the grace marks and putting them to again a retest?
It was a mistake which was corrected and retest. Now it's
How they give a grace to Canara Bank
of the entire
students?
country.
Let them answer that.
Why did you give grace marks to the Canara Bank students?
No, it was not given to the Canara Bank.
One second.
Whenever Canara paper
Who got
was
the grace mark? Which body of students got the grace marks?
wherever Canara Bank's paper, the wrong paper, I'll use it, wrong paper, was initially given, taken back, and the new paper was given, resulting into the time not being available, grace marks were given.
So, do we understand you right? That grace marks were not given to those students who had appeared for the Canara Bank booklet, but who had completed the entire booklet.
Yes.
They were not given.
No, not.
So grace marks were given to only those students to whom a wrong booklet was given and it was withdrawn. Is that right? Is that clarity?
Yes.
Lord, I will falsify the stand just now. Their response to my note at page 19, they have reproduced a table where grace marks have been given. In that table, the center 230701 Haryana Jajjar Hardyal School. They say their grace marks have been given. Please check it. This is what they have filed before this honorable court.
And 287 also.
And 287.
Hardyal School is a situation where the students attempted only the Can Bank paper.
Correct. And they.
But did any student at Hardyal School get grace marks?
They got a grace marks, Lord. So this is how they have conducted.
One second. Mr. Kaushik.
Yes, please.
Did students at Hardyal School also get grace marks?
This is what it is. I'll take specific clarification.
Just find out.
It's a systemic failure. कैसे किया उसको Even only for Hardyal School, not the other two schools. Let them for the reason. I'll only in Hardyal School grace marks.
Grace marks were given where?
Grace marks were given only to Hardyal School. Yes. Just it's not. They are trying to misrepresent facts without knowing the clear picture.
That's why we are absolutely with an open mind. We wanted to disclose. I mean,
yes,
that's.
Which minutes I am instructed to say suffered loss of time despite the fact that they attempted Canara Bank question paper.
Why don't you do this in the afternoon? Just give us on a piece of paper the correct position and
Yes.
give them a copy so we understand.
Correct.
where we stand.
I'll
So we are
prepare a
not just
note.
taking down something they are saying, something they are
Yes,
saying.
let them correctly understand it.
One second. Let him say, let him say,
Yes,
clarify.
but a neat
But you put it down on one sheet of paper by the afternoon, so
Yes.
we'll then take it as a statement.
Correct.
Because then I don't want later on, applications that you recorded
Yes,
wrongly.
There may be minutes in the haste, there may be some confusion because they are jumping on.
So, Hardayal School grace marks were given.
Yes, minutes.
Grace marks were given only in Hardayal School?
Only in Hardayal minutes. Because minutes, I am told the reason is that in the other schools, grace period, that is time of loss, was compensated by the center itself. Extra time was given to them, as a result whereof they did not suffer any loss of time.
No, but tell us something. In Hardayal School, the paper was replaced with the correct paper later on?
I am told that both the papers happened to be given. After the confusion, the SBI paper was withdrawn and Canara Bank paper was allowed to be continued. That's a fact.
In Hardayal School?
Yes,
that means in Hardayal School, all students wrote the Can Bank paper.
All
be firm, put it on a piece of paper so that there is a responsibility.
On a piece of paper.
All
students wrote the Can Bank paper at Hardayal School. Why were they given grace marks?
What we will do is, we will prepare the city-wise where this happened and center-wise. Why the different treatment?
Give it to us in the afternoon. We will understand.
Yes,
only one thing, my lord, just to put. He was collecting the students on the night of 4th so that he gets the papers on 5th, which is coming in Nitish Kumar's statement. Nitish Kumar
were papers replaced and under whose orders were the papers continued?
Yes.
Was NTA monitoring this from Delhi or what happened?
It is monitored from Delhi minutes and communication.
Did Delhi get to know in the morning that look, the wrong paper has been disputed?
What time it came to the knowledge and what time the communication? Because large number of centers.
Not large number.
Now, Mr. Huda, you have to wrap up.
In fact, I'm not allowed to proceed by the other side. I was on Hardayal School. There are 20 questions on Hardayal School itself. They made 4 statements. Let me show.
Only a minute. My learned friend is arguing that the entire country's examination is vitiated and therefore there should be a retest. Lord, giving examples of some mistakes here or there,
a systemic failure,
Lord. 4,570 may not, Lord, serve his purpose of assisting the goal.
I'm saying there is a systemic failure, and I'm sequentially demonstrate that how the system was so brittle and fragile, and which was at the whims and fancies of these invigilators and city center operators who are private individuals, got nothing to do with the government. With regard to Jhajjar, I'm just closing Jhajjar. I want to say, in the first response, they said, Hardayal School, Canara paper was given. They attempted Canara paper. They evaluated Canara paper. No grace marks were given. This is their stand just now. They have changed it right now. With regard to the other 2 centers, they say there was a loss of time and that is why grace marks were given. Just now they said it. Now they have again said it with regard to those 2 centers. No grace marks were given. Extra time was given then and there. Who took the decision? My lords have rightly asked the question. Now, with regard to Hardayal School, just to fact I want to bring to my lord's notice, a student who got 719 marks in Hardayal School with grace marks, they were given re-examination along with this 1563. The same student had, earlier the rank was 68. With 719 marks out of 720. Now the rank is 58,413. With regard to the student who got 718 in the same Hardayal School, where the rank was 69, after re-examination, the rank is 38,497. Now they do not know whether Canara Bank was given or initially SBI was given. On 4th of June, they declare one result, that is SBI result. There is no separate key. They did not even disclose on 4th of June that there was loss of time. And the loss of time we have compensated with grace marks. This they had to come out with only when they were confronted with 719 marks and 718 marks, because this is not numerically possible with the number of marks and negative marking. Then they said, now in the entire country what they do is, this NTA has collected about 400 crore rupees from the students. Thereafter, I give an example of Seeker now, which is data-wise very important. Seeker has 49 centers in all. Out of 49 center, only one center is this Kendriya Vidyalaya. Rest 48 centers are all private schools, self-financed private schools. All their city coordinator, invigilators, superintendent are all private individuals whom NTA issue checks of 2,000 rupees a day or 2,500 or 1,500 rupees. Now, because this Honorable Court is kind enough to allow me to argue this case, because so many people have come to assist me. They have shown me photographs of the school, private school in a village where this exam is being conducted. It doesn't even have a boundary wall. Now, I have not gone through their entire process. I will not call it as SOP. Now, that indicates that at 5:20, the paper is collected by the invigilator. And the OMR sheet is taken. OMR sheet is taken. Now, what is the time when this OMR sheet is to be sealed? It's nowhere prescribed. It remains in the center. We have spoken even to the center vigilators. 2-3 hours, it keep lying in every center with the center superintendent. And then they have to deposit it somewhere where all the OMR sheets are collected. Like for Seeker, there is one place where OMR sheets are ultimately collected in one center. There is no procedure NTA prescribed that 5:20 this OMR sheet is collected. Then 5:30 it should be sealed in the presence of the students. Because they have trained these invigilators across the country.
And what time do they get deposited with the centralized deposit?
There is no time given, Let them file a specific affidavit if they have ever in black and white.
How soon after the examination concludes at 5:30
it is
the sealing process taking place?
They say that it is 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Ultimately, it gets deposited with the city center.
But before
what
that,
time
when
is
does
the
sealing takes place?
This I could not find in their entire SOP. I have placed it before the Honorable.
That's the point.
So, I would say, I will show the data.
Now, Mr. Huda, please go to the data.
I'm coming to the data,
Please come to it.
Yes. Now, after analyzing the data, what we find, there are certain centers which are doing exceedingly well. It's not the students, that the centers are doing exceedingly well. Like Kota and Seeker both have almost equal number of students appearing. Mismatch also.
Yes.
The data I wanted to show after giving this background, that after 5:20, there is a lot of time and leeway.
Got your point. You did not
and because Kota and Seeker had equal number of students appearing, if we calculate first top centers in the country getting students having more than 650 rank, marks, then 38 center out of 49 center are only from Seeker.
Student getting over 650 marks.
That's right.
38?
38 out of 50.
What is 50?
50 top centers in the entire country.
Best more than 650 marks.
That's right. If 650 is taken as a cutoff and we evaluate that what are the top 50 center in the country.
But even one student gets more than 650.
That's right. So all students put together getting more than 650 are from seeker out of
38 out of 50
correct
are from
seeker alone. 38 centers, and 6 centers adjoining to Rajasthan, which falls in Haryana. There's a Mahendragarh, Bhiwani. Rewari, Mahendragarh, Bhiwani. And now, Lord, may kindly see this. There are two factors.
Question papers were given to the students for memorization on the night of the 4th.
No. What happens is, what actually happened during the CBI investigation is, all students were gathered.
Yeah, what I've taken down is that quota and seeker centers had broadly equal number of students appearing. Students getting more than 650 marks.
Yes, let me straight away show those charts, Millard.
38 out of 50 are from seeker alone, 6 in Mahendragarh, Rewari and Bhiwani.
Correct, Lord.
Now show us the chart.
Yes, Millard. Millard, may kindly permit me to refer to my second supplementary note.
Which you have just given today, no?
Yes, Millard, which was filed, Millard.
Page?
Millard, first annexure, page 13 is their SOP, which I said that there is no time given for sealing after OMR is collected. Then, Millard, the data of top 50 centers, Millard, that is page 101, annexure C. But before that, Millard, allow me to show one more chart at page 100 for a moment, Millard. This again, they have to answer it, Millard, if they can answer it post-lunch. The difference in the data declared on 4th of June and 20th of July, page 100, Millard, may kindly see this table. Millard, just see Bihar.
Just one second.
Page 100, Millard. That's right. Mismatch in the result published on 4th of June 2014 and 20th of July 2024. 4th of June 24 and 20th of July 24.
Yes.
Just see Bihar at serial number 4. As per 4th of June, registered were 1,54,000, appeared 1,49,000 something, qualified 74,743. Now the data on 20th of July.
Assistance may be incomplete, that's all I'm saying.
Appeared student 1,36,000.
Report? Second report.
The difference is 13,000.
Right.
And Lord, this difference is appearing almost everywhere. And we will respond to that after they respond to it.
4th of June and 20th July, the number of students comes down.
Correct.
Appeared students.
That's right. Lord, Rajasthan, Lord, may kindly see specifically Rajasthan also for this.
There is something plus also like Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
Rajasthan is plus 18,000.
Yes. Now, my Lord, what happens? My Lord, let me explain it. Let me, my Lord, explain it for a moment. What happens is, in their system, if I am a resident of Rohtak, Haryana, if I fill up an address of Tamil Nadu, I want to go to Sikar. I can simply fill up my address, some address of Sikar, and they will treat me as a student of Sikar. And I will get a center somewhere in Sikar. People have gone from Godhra, Gujarat to Karnataka, Belgaum. One incident is a girl who got 705 marks on 4th of June. She got failed in 12th class and she's getting 31 out of 100 chemistry and so on and so forth. People have traveled from Odisha, Karnataka to Godhra. And Lord, with regard to this, one professor wrote an email which I have placed on record a month before, that this is a scam happening.
How many students had But we know what their original place is.
My lord, what happens is they do not connect it with Aadhaar card or any proof of residence. They open their system. They say you fill up the address of your residence, whatever you feel like, and we will treat it to be your residence address, and we will allocate you center as per the address you gave it here. Absolutely no system in place to verify that.
So, are you contending? Suppose I'm a student. I'm ordinarily residing in Delhi. When I fill up my form online, I can choose a center, say in Sikar, or I can fill out a center in somewhere in Tamil Nadu or Kerala.
But I am free to give whatever address I want.
By showing some residence over there.
Not even showing, filling it up. Just I need to type it.
At what point of time do they verify whether you are actually a resident of that?
At no stage, my lord, may kindly note it up.
A student can choose a center in any part of the country.
Any part of the country.
And you don't have to submit any document?
Absolutely no proof, my lord. And there is an email, if I can straight away invite my lord kind attention to that email for a moment. Professor email.
It's not a change of center, but choice of center.
Choice of center. Page 190. Page 190 of my lord, this my lord may kindly permit me to...
Writing an email that there is a scam.
No.
Mr. Solicitor, just tell us this later on when you're done. Yes. Argument is that a student can choose a center of their liking anywhere in the country by saying, I reside there.
Yes, sir.
Does the student at any point of time of the registration process have to produce any documentary material to indicate that they are residents of that place?
I'll answer that. But when I give the figures of seeker, he's taking on seeker, I'll be able to justify the success rate has gone down, but we'll be able to show that. Let me come to my place. But I can't go back.
How does it work when a center is sought by a student? Student applies for a center or city when you submit an application for it?
City.
Center now, is not. When a student applies for a city, does NTA require the student to upload any document?
Just require in Malota.
Absolutely.
Or does that student just choose a city anywhere in the country?
Correct.
Let them verify.
Correct. Lord, I just want to point out an email. Like, Lord, would remember, Kaka College had written them with regard to Godhra a month earlier. They did not act on it. In their reply, they say now they have marked this college Kaka email to some competent authority to look into it. Now, with regard to this, allow me, Lord, to refer to this email at page 190.
Shows the data. You passed that already before yesterday.
Yes, my lord, I'm coming back. My lord, I'm already on the tables, my lord. My lord, I'm already on the tables. My lord, may kindly see. Yes. My lord, I was page 100. My lord, I'm showing this data. I was at page 100 to demonstrate.
Ultimately, up to now, we have dealt with Hazaribagh, we have dealt with Patna, we have dealt with,
this all will demonstrate.
No, my lord, give me some time. My friend has taken a long, I have no quarrel. I have to attend some other matter. I'll be grateful. I will only take 10 minutes. That I am 10 minutes. Lord, if you go by seniority, I am 66, I am senior. But we have followed a different rule. I have no quarrel.
No.
I have no quarrel.
Every standard, Mr.
Mr. Tushar Mehta, you are only 59. Junior to me in bar and age. Yes. Please don't insult seniors. But, my lord, I only take 10 minutes.
Second, any group matter, one person leads.
No, my lord, I only take 10 minutes, my lord. Because I believe that he is...
Second, Mr. Nedumbara, it would be wrong to say that he has taken time. We are also...
No, I am not blaming anybody, my lord. I am only requesting 10 minutes to be given to me. Then, my lord, believe me, that's all. 10 minutes to me. 10 minutes to me, my lord, if I can, before lunch, my lord, I have another matter to be. I'm taking adjournment after adjournment in Madras High Court. I want to appear online.
All right.
So 10 minutes.
I was page 100, the table, just to demonstrate the mismatch. And this is for them to explain that how the number of candidates who appeared in a particular state has gone down from the result declared on 4th of June to the result declared on 20th of July. Then, my lord, at page 101, annexure C is the list of top 50 centers, which indicates, my lord,
that how these centers are concentrated in Sikar.
This is very important. Just one second.
Yes.
Let's go closely on this.
To the examination center, but it takes place at a prior point of time, prior to the storage in the vault.
Yes. But I have given the center code, number of students appeared, how many students above 700, then the percentage of 700 plus, above 650, percentage of above 650, above 600, percentage of above 600, and then above 550. I have gone only up to above 550. Now, this will show a concentration. The concentration here is, my lord, primarily Sikar. My lord, may kindly see this. Rajkot, there is one station at Rajkot, my lord, where the total number of students is 1968. Center code, where 12 students above 700.
What they did was they bifurcated the papers, so each got 25 papers, so 30 questions.
115 above 615. There is something special with Rajkot, this center code.
Help of computer and books you can always solve.
That's fine.
Also, Manoj, kindly bear one factor in mind. We have done an exercise after the last hearing as to what is the
That will Seeker after Rajkot. 1,000 students, 8 are above 700.
and overall state, and it
9 are above.
compared it with 22 and 23.
And then, my lord, I'm on next item, Seeker Rajasthan. Out of 1,001 student appearing, 8 above 700, then 69 above 650, and 115 above 600.
236.
And then 241 above 550. And Lord, also kindly keep it in mind, city coordinators are the owners of these schools. And these are private schools. And the invigilators are the employees of these private schools. And the possibility cannot be ruled out that these teachers are not in league with the coaching centers, my lord, which are operating in Kota and Sikar.
What? Are the city coordinators? City coordinators are government employees or they private employees?
They are principals of the particular school which
private
is
schools.
Sorry?
Principal of the school where the center is located.
Private school.
City coordinators.
City coordinator means.
Yes, sir.
City coord.
It's completely privatized.
Principal of CBSE school is the city coordinator.
No, there is in Sikar there is no CBSE school. There is only one. This Kendriya Mahavidyalaya. 48 are the private schools, my lord. And CBSE affiliated, not CBSE run.
They are all CBSE schools.
CBSE affiliated school.
But they are CBSE affiliated schools, not CBSE run schools.
Top 50, you are saying that there is a concentration of seeker.
Correct, Lord. Kindly see this table, my lord. It shows all seeker. 38 of them, my lord. Not a coincidence, my lord. And I'm sure, my lord, consistently, even the last year also, these, my lord, even last year also and last year also, this seeker must be doing well for the reason. Because all these private schools, my lord, they are together, CBSE affiliated or Rajasthan board affiliated. Now, one of them is a city coordinator. Rest are the invigilator. And my lord,
but tell us, Mr. Hoga, assuming that that is so, I mean, can that be a ground to cancel the entirety of the exam all over the country? Or two, to cancel the exam for seeker as a
No, Lord, what I say, I bow down.
That we show a retest for seeker.
What I humbly submit is
sufficient data in itself.
If all over the country, there are 6 people per 1,000 who get above 600 all over the country. That's the average. And in each place in seeker, you get 75, you get 80. That's the
Just let's see this, what you have
country average
over here.
Please, the reference value is the country average.
Download करके पहले उसको we'll magnify मेरे को दिखने में
what I humbly submit is
a paper copy of that page.
Words only.
Yes, it's there.
Less than 10.
15 दे दिया. Give 3.
This is not 100, 500 and above. This is not with regard to.
Takes place. The CBI third report tells us where printing took place.
At 2 places, different states, and they are never declared or tendered.
We don't want to mention that because obviously that will.
We don't also tender because otherwise the highest tenderer becomes open. That he is the printer. Whoever is the highest tenderer becomes the printer.
From CBI's third report, we find out the name of one. About this percentage. But Mr. Hegde, about what?
6 people per 1,000. That's 0.6%. Is on an average. That's the national. That should be the reference value. Now, if your lordship takes the first one in Rajasthan or see the Vidya Bharati Public School, let us see how many of them have got in. So above 550, which gets you a state, there are 241 students who have got above 550
Out of 1,000.
Out of 1,000 students. 1 in 4 students.
But this is alluding towards systemic failure. And all these people are not from Sikar. They have come from all over the country. They are not people who have taken coaching from Sikar. Because of this systemic failure.
They have not taken coaching from.
I do not know because if I compare it.
Don't make statements.
Hold on, please. If I compare it with Kota is the coaching
Kota
hub.
and Sikar are education.
Yes.
People from students from all over the country.
Students appeared in
There
Kota.
are hostels, PG accommodations. It's a coaching class. So don't say that they are not. They are not.
Belgavi, in Karnataka is not a coaching hub where a girl goes from Anjali Patel, goes from Gujarat to Belgavi. She fails, she appears in 12th class standard in Gujarat because she's from Gujarat. She failed, but she went all the way to Belgavi, got 705 marks.
And my lord, what I'm told is the CBSE syllabus of 12th is completely in align with the syllabus of NEET examination. So it's not possible somebody getting 31 in botany out of 100 and getting 700.
Have you shown data from that center in Belgavi where she appeared? Were the people getting high marks unusually large at that center?
My lord, there are.
What you want to show us?
My lord, I will. If I will show all these tables in seriatim, my lord, I will show that. So, my lord, this table at 101 indicates there is a heavy tilt for seeker because there is a systemic malaise which has worked in favor of the students appearing in these centers in seeker. And we cannot separate the tainted from the untainted. And all of these private people, the person who is doing videography, I give just one example here. Their emphasis is that we videograph everything at all these centers, though they are private people. In Savai Madhopur, may I have my lord's attention just for a moment? Their emphasis is that though all these are private people, all these city coordinators, invigilators, but our CCTV monitoring is so robust that we catch them. In case of Savai Madhopur, it is their own case that a wrong question paper was distributed in a different language. And the question paper started at 2 p.m. They got to know, this is on record, and they reply on record to say that we got to know that wrong question paper has been given in Savai Madhopur, Rajasthan at 4:30 from the social media. They are on affidavit to say this. If
both would have the system is that both sitting in front and back and both sitting on the sides, they have different numbers. The same order. They don't have. My question number 1 would be his question number 18. So we can't even do that. Orthodox way of cheating also is not possible.
It's the hard factual how they have done it. So Hardayal school, admittedly they distributed Canara Bank. The Canara Bank question paper was attempted by all the about 500 people in this. Principal is on record of the school and they say,
So it's not that in the middle of the exam they substitute the SBI.
No, that happened Savai Madhopur. I'll come to that. Hardayal school, Canara Bank paper was given. In the first instance, when Canara Bank paper was not to be the paper to be attempted, how come it was even given to them? What is the SOP? How meticulously they followed it, what they say is. And the principal got question paper from both the banks, and both banks gave it.
Mr. Solicitor, just since a little bit of query on the procedural. One set is lodged with Can Bank, one is with SBI. Now, the center in charge on the morning of the exam goes to both the banks and takes the question.
The city in charge is informed that this is the bank from where you will have to collect the papers.
When she informed the day of the exam?
In the morning at 7 o'clock.
So the city in charge will inform all the centers in charge in the morning that you have to go to this particular
center.
Now, how did this chap at Jhajjar go and collect it from Canara Bank when he must have been told that you have to go to the SBI to collect the paper?
No, that may be a mistake or deliberate, but paper was.
Now, Jhajjar, we just wanted to some clarity on Jhajjar. So he collects the paper from the Canara Bank.
Correct, Malot.
Students write throughout the 3 hours and 20 minutes. They write the Canara Bank sets of questions, right? Now, thereafter, what happens in Jhajjar? Everybody is given grace marks. What happens in Jhajjar?
What they say is because they never disclose key for Canara Bank paper.
1 second, let's have clarity. We just ask questions.
Yeah, Malot, I learned it and can.
Let's.
Just 1 second. He has his instructions. Let's get the official version first. How do you establish, we made this point about Sikar, etc. How do you establish that the paper leak, according to you, has spread all over the country? What is the material for you to indicate?
On that, Lord, I'm on a second point now. So far as paper leak is concerned,
part of this case is the paper leak, right?
Not only that, Lord. My very predominant argument besides paper leak is their systems are so fragile, which are being consistently compromised because everybody is private. They are issuing just checks in the name of some videographer sitting in Delhi, some coordinator in the city who are the owners of the private school and the principals. They have absolutely no check.
Tell us one thing. We'll ask you something frankly. Are you challenging the result of this NEET, or are you appealing for people who don't want the NEET at all?
No, Lord. What I'm pointing out that this NTA, the way it is holding this examination can't be sustained for the reason that there is absolutely no system in place. Lord, as I was pointing out, just allow me a moment on here.
It can be also far-fetched to say that there is...
Lord, let me show you.
Lord, have loopholes, we will address them.
But Lord, the loopholes are being exploited on the face of it. The data is being shown.
Oh, you have to show us that there is a systemic destruction of the sanctity of the exam.
Lord, on that, one thing. Lord,
now you have basically concentrated on Hazaribagh, you have concentrated on Patna, you have shown us some examples from Bahadurgarh, what happened in Bahadurgarh.
Let me quickly.
What is Gujarat goes to Belgavi and gets associates paid. Where have you demonstrated before us a
systemic failure? Lord, what is this systemic failure and what is the malaise in this system which they have adopted for this examination? If I count them quickly, one is the time gap after the OMR sheets are taken and the time being deposited. It is in the private hands where there is no time fixed for sealing it, and in whose presence these OMR sheets are being sealed. I'm alluding toward a systemic failure that, Lord, here in Sikar, Mahendragarh, wherever this concentration is happening, the OMR sheets are being consistently tampered with after the exam is over. Lord, as is being suggested by the government of India that the question paper could be sold in 1 hour and in another hour the students could do it. In the same manner, after taking the OMR sheet at 5:20, the entire staff in the college, which is a private school and all private invigilators, they have the question paper with them. And they have 2-3 hours with them. What prevents them from filling up the OMR sheets and then depositing it with the city center? So it is this loophole which is being exploited here in Sikar and all these centers, Lord, which are a shining star in the entire sky. Belgavi, Lord, why a girl who failed in Gujarat goes all the way to Belgavi? Lord, the reason is this. Not only paper leak. Lord, I'm on a next point.
Now tell us that girl who went to Belgavi, all right, we'll take it as a prima facie suspicious case.
Yes, sir.
The center where she appeared from, what is the performance of that center?
Yes, Lord, I have that.
6% success ratio and 7% success ratio. And Belgaum, 2% success ratio.
About 8 people are, Lord, Belgavi is not a coaching center. Lord, the one reason, Lord, the third thing I want to allude to.
Centers in Sikar? How many centers in Sikar?
Sikar is 49 centers.
How many students in Sikar?
Yes. The total number of, yes, Lord, we have that data. 27,260. 27,000. Lord, this is, just allow me, Lord. Total number is 27,216.
Students.
That's right, Lord. 49 centers. Lord, it is at page
27,216 students from Sikar.
That's right.
How many students, what is the cutoff to be in the first 108,000?
About 580.
If your lordships can give me only 5 minutes to show my charts, that might answer most of your lordship's questions. Rather than going all around.
I'm on a complete, just allow me to complete.
All right, 27,216 students. Just tell us.
8,000 of them have got above 500.
How many?
8,225. have got above 500.
Yes, Milord, this is the data at page 103. Milord, this data is there at page 103. Milord, may kindly just see this.
Now tell us, Mr. Solicitor, what would be the cutoff more broadly for the 1,08,000, the last student to be in the zone of admission to a medical college?
Yes.
What would be the cutoff?
Varies from state to state.
Cutoff is not different.
Varies from state to state. But if you've got above around 600, you're reasonably safe that you'll get something.
No, but my learned friend is...
It will vary from state to state because state domicile comes in.
I have put that figure also. If you are having marked 600, you will stand at 81,000. In first 81,000. I have given my lord each wise 60, 600, 605, etc., etc. I'll show you. So a person getting 600 will, in all probability, will not get in at least government medical college for the simple reason that though we are counting 50%, total seats are 1,08,000. 50% would be, my lord, one half. But from that 50%, 50% will go for SC, ST, OBC and EWS reservation. So merit candidates seats would be available would be 25,000. I have given, we have done the analysis from various angles to show what is the impact, if at all, at the national level, city level and the center level.
Does Sikar have the largest concentration of students? Sikar has 49 centers.
Yes. Sikar center-wise also we have done.
And
Kota. Let me compare it with Kota.
District in the country which has more centers than Sikar, which is in the country-wise.
I'll not do that.
Can you tell us which is the district which has the largest number of centers?
Milord, Kota. Milord, I'm just giving Kota as comparing because
what we have
Kota
analyzed
is
is
coaching hub.
Only a minute. What we have analyzed is city-wise, including Sikar, Kota, and other things which are being discussed. We have examined how many students appeared in 2022 and what was the success rate. Similar exercise for 23 and similar exercise for 24. In fact, 24 for Sikar, the success rate has gone down. I'll be able to show that. We have compared it with 22, 23, 24. It is around 19%.
If they can
the success rate is 19%.
And I complete it. But what I'm alluding to is there is a systemic failure in the manner the NEET is examined. One, I said the no address verification, that is why student can go from...
There are two ways of looking at this problem. You all came here because of paper leak. There's no escape from the fact that, yes, there has been a
paper leak.
Is it your argument that this systemic failure which you are talking about now led to paper leak?
No.
So therefore, today we are trying to understand, we are trying to look into to what extent this leak precipitated in the entire country. If it is a case of systemic failure, that stands on a different footing.
Yes.
Because these are two different things. It is because of this paper leak, you are now able to demonstrate before us various irregularities, illegalities. Maybe, you may be right. But at this point of time, digressing from the issue of paper leak, to what extent can we now go into the question of systemic failure? Because we are trying to examine whether this leak led to that girl securing 705 marks at Belaguri despite failing in 12th standard. Let us address the issue in this manner. Whether these candidates at Sikar who have performed exceedingly well, is it because of that paper leak?
Lord, I bow down. I quite understand. These are two compartments.
There are two compartments. One talks about paper leak and to what extent the students took advantage of that leak.
Let me answer your Lordship's question.
Please take your seat, Mr. Nedumbara. These are bad manners. Bad manners. I am not very sophisticated like my Lord the Chief Justice. You may feel bad. Please, please. 3 times I have said, please, quiet, we have 2 minutes to go. We are making Mr. Huda understand what is going on in our mind so that he can respond after recess. Therefore, you come to your note.
Please.
You come to your note, paragraph 8.
Yes, my lord.
That's the heart. That's the heart of your case.
Where you say that there's a leak has gone to other states. Where is there to, what is there any contemporary evidence to indicate that the leak went to other states?
Lord, the only thing on that I can say on paper leak is, Lord, so far as direct evidence of this crime is concerned, that the file is before this honorable court, matter is being investigated. As petitioners who are not privy to the investigation, either by the Bihar police or now by the CBI, all we can rely on is a circumstantial evidence. In the circumstantial evidence,
therefore falling back on an alternative hypothesis that because of the systemic flaws in the process, therefore the credibility of the examination must have been breached in others.
I'm so grateful.
That's your case.
So that's my case. On that, Lord, I have just 4 or 5 things to highlight.
We do not have evidence to show that there was a leak in other states, but because of these flaws in the examination process, therefore it's likely that this
inflation
examination, and you have pointed out 3 aspects: time gap between the conclusion of the examination and the sealing of the OMR sheets, and absence of an SOP. 2, staff at the college may well tamper with the OMR sheets without depositing them. 3, there is no address verification of the center chosen by the student. These are the 3 aspects.
That's right. Now, Lord, and
anything else now what remains?
Because of
we'll have to call upon the others now.
Yes, I'm so grateful. And Lord, it is because of this that there is an evidence, and they maybe put to the question this, that how people from Gujarat going to Bellevue, how people from Odisha, Karnataka, Maharashtra coming to Godhra, and how people from Bihar, if this investigation is carried out, my lord, would find people from Bihar have gone to Muktsar, Punjab. If these addresses are checked, that will show that there are...
This girl, instead of going to Belaguri, could have given to any of these sensitive...
She could have chosen, but probably this is a connection. She got a connection.
Why did she
I asked you, that center at Belgavi, does it have any, does it show any untoward results?
Well, it is there. Well, this Belgavi, this is 8R plus 700 and 71R plus 650. I have not the chart, I will give it post lunch.
Also, Mr. Huda, in many professional examinations, I don't want to name them, otherwise this will become another national story tomorrow. That, in many professional examinations, students do choose centers in a particular zone or whatever, because there's a perception that these systemic flaws which you have pointed out will put to the solicitor, because these obviously have to be tightened up. Because they have to be tightened up. But as of now, I don't think you have indicated to us, and we'll give you now 5 minutes and we'll conclude your argument after lunch. So we'll hear the others and then wrap up.
5 minutes after lunch.
After lunch, 5 minutes. Great. So that you can conclude. Now summarize what you have argued in 5 minutes and then we will go on to the next person.
Your Lordship will give me a little time. A little time, not much.
Sorry?
Your Lordships will give me a little time, not much.
The most about marks and sustaining of the answers.
There are several things
Anybody who now wants to follow will have to give something over and above what has been argued.
Please.
Oda has taken up the entire record now.
But after lunch, your Lordship give me 10-15 minutes, then I'll relay me, my lord. I wanted to say something which something which they haven't said.
We'll come back after.
Your Lordships, may I please mention items 12 and 35?
Come back after.
Yes, please.
Where the wrong booklet was distributed and then recalled.
Recalled and grace mark was given to those candidates.
Now, in the 8 centers across India, the same position that the papers were withdrawn.
Even time was not sufficient. Let me try. But out of 4750 centers, this occurred, my lord, in 8 centers. 4,750 are the total number of centers throughout the country.